Cod season starts in 2 days. No idea where I'm going. So we're just going to go for a drive up the bush. The river's really high at Echuca and dirty, so I'm going to try and get above that dirty water a bit. So we're just going to go for a drive up the bush 2 days earlier and see if I can actually get into somewhere into the bush without having to drive through water. Otherwise I'll have to go up towards Cobram Way. Took the last 2 months off making YouTube clips because I decided to paint my house and sell it, which took up a bit of my time, but I did sell it. Or we sold it, didn't we, babe?
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving on to bigger and better things, so there was no time for YouTube clips. Plus, I got a brand new computer. It lasted 3 days and the motherboard died, but she's all sorted now, so I'll be able to start editing 4K footage. So that'll be all exciting. I'm going to stitch a video together tonight though. I'll show you what the river looks like up here, but other than that, I normally do a hits, hookups and misses video, whatever it is. Well, last season, as you know, was a bit of a COVID mess. Locked us out of the river and all that sort of thing. But we did have a few highlights. Start of the season last year, cracked a 94 off the surface on a Bassman Aussie crawler. On the Bassman surface lure, for the life of me I can't think of it. That was a hit. She was a bit of a skinny mess of a fish, but still was a account opener for the season. Then I took young Hayden out, and that was a miss. He was another big fish on a Bassman Aussie crawler and didn't quite get the hooks in him. The Christmas Grinch, it was Christmas Eve, so the Christmas Grinch really played a part that day. He would have cracked his first metre on the surface.
Perfect. Is he on? He's off. Bugger! He was a big fish.
Next fish was between Christmas and New Year's. Took my cousin from Mackay out for a fish. I think he cracked 4 or 5 cod on stumpies. I was going the surface lure and never got a hit that day, but he cleaned up on the stumpies, so that was a hit for him and a miss for me. What happened after that? Oh yeah, after that I didn't fish much for January or February because of the extreme heat. I'm becoming a fair weather fisherman. I can handle like -5, but I can't handle plus 35. She's no good. The just crossed that Miami Bridge. Probably can't see much out of the camera. Over the Murray into New South Wales. Then in March I got a call from Rod McKenzie, asked if I'd like to take Merv Hughes and Squizzy Taylor for a fish for their program. March is normally a great time of year for fishing, but when they turned up the water was slowly dropping, so it made it hard, but we all worked hard. Merv come up with the goods and missed. He had a bit of a giant one cracking beside the boat. Squizzy goes, we never got it on camera unfortunately, Squizzy goes, it was only 45 centimetres across the head, like it was a monster fish. Would have been Merv's PB for sure. But yeah, I fished with him for 4 or 5 days and easy going, you know, good guys. I really enjoyed myself. I'm glad Rod asked me if I'd like to take the job on. Yeah, Merv still got his PB on that trip, got a few cod. I only got one hit for the whole 4 days and he stuck luckily. So that was a hit, that trip. I really enjoyed that. Then they locked us down after that for like six or 8 weeks. No fishing anywhere for Victorians. When they released us, I went up to Gunny Creek on my first day of being released and ended up cracking 6. I think it was 6 cod. Had about 9 hits, 6 cod from 55 to about 71 centimetres in the space of a couple of hours. It was the hottest bite I've had for years, I reckon. So that was a major plus. And then what happened after that? I think we got locked down again. Only fished for a few days, and the river got absolutely filthy dirty. That's what happened. So that was a fail. I think I did a trip to Mulwala for nothing, a couple of trips for nothing in between, and then the river got dirty. I can't really remember now, it's so long ago. Our last trip before they locked us down again, Felicity cracked. That was the highlight of the season, babe, wasn't it? You cracked that. How big was he?
110.
110 on a Bassman Aussie crawler off the surface. Felicity's first meatery.
Bloody ripper.
There's a meatery, alright. We can do it together.
We can do it together.
Felicity, 110 on the Aussie crawler bumblebee colour. Bloody ripper. We'll let him go.
Yep.
There you go, buddy. He had a... Well done.
Joined the meter club.
Joined the meter club. You just joined the meter club. And doing it on the surface, like, how good was that? Pretty cool. That was the highlight. And then a few weeks after that, they locked us down, didn't they? We weren't allowed to go fishing. Well, I think we went camping one night off the bank. Whether we were allowed to or not, I'm not sure. And Felicity cracked another one on a Bassman Aussie crawler off the bank. No footage of that one because it was too dark for the GoPros by then. And the arse had dropped out of the river. It was
Muddy.
Yeah, muddy as buggery, so it had all sorts of dramas. But that was the last fish for the season. Have not fished. When was that? June? July?
Yeah, I think it was cold. We had the hot water bottles.
Had the big fire going, and it's frosty and that, wasn't it? Yeah, so basically since probably, I don't know, July or August, I don't think I've caught a fish. Went fishing a few times because they closed our bubble down to only being close to home. And the river was filthy, and I've got all the excuses under the sun. I should have taken some bait with me. So I haven't caught a fish for months. In the closed season, I think we've been to Epilock once and to Gunny Creek once. Got to the Gunny Creek, and my little secret boat ramp that I was using had a whole heap of logs dumped over it, so I couldn't get in there. So we went to the common boat ramp. Yeah, big limo.
What's he helping that?
Helping that ute, I think.
Good on him.
We went to the common boat ramp where everyone goes, but I wasn't that impressed with the water. We spent half an hour and said, let's get out of here. Went for a look around the cow swamp and did a bit of playing with the drone and that. Like me, droning on. And we went to Lake Epilock for a fish. A bit of a yellow belly fish. Didn't get any yellows. Reckon we sounded up a nice cod though. Pretty damn sure we sounded up a nice cod in a good spot. But Epilock's an hour from home, and she's just one of them places where you need it to be calm. So I've only had the one trip there. miss and misses video I'll put together this Arvo, and when we get up the bush up here I'll show you what the river looks like. Fairly high at Barmer, and the water is a little bit of black water in there actually. We'll go further upstream and see what we can see, but that's coming to Echuca, that water, so it's obviously coming out of the lakes. It's coming out a little bit black. Above Barmer Forest, the river looks heaps better. There's me sexy missus checking out the water. But yeah, the water clarity I need a new GoPro, Felicity, with image stabilisation in it.
Hey.
Can't really see the water clarity, but it's nice. It's only got about a foot of clarity, but she's better than below the Barmer Forest. So that's where I'll be going cod opening. Somewhere above the Barmer Forest, between, don't know where, somewhere between above Bacola and all the way to Yarrawonga. I'll just keep driving until I find a spot. Special. Let him go exactly where he come from. Not a bad combo. Best man mumbler with a custom paint job. Venom rod. Woohoo! Another highlight of the season was the boys from Eptide Tackle asked me to do a podcast. You'll have to look up Eptide Tackle in their podcast. I'm not sure what number it was, but asked me to do a podcast on fishing in the Murray and that around here. And anyway, it was a bit of a challenge for me. I was a bit nervous about that too, but always step outside your comfort zone and have a bit of a go at stuff. And yeah, that was a bit of fun talking to the guys. And so there's the highlights for the season, really, of the hits and misses. Actually, all year going, what a shitbox season like, because they cut it so short, but really a few good things did happen. Fliss getting her big fish and going fishing with the Merv and the film crew and seeing how it's all done. And so really it wasn't a total write-off. It was actually probably a pretty good season, really, considering. So we'll see what the next one brings. I've got a few different toys to play with, and I've been mucking around with me, getting back into my photography and playing with time lapses, proper time lapses, so I want to try and incorporate that. So I'm actually going to slow down this year and actually take the time to do a bit of stuff, a bit of photography, like film wise and that type of thing. So